Hey, it's Ryan with QLZ. A lot of stuff in the green room this week and talking a lot of bands on the road. Talking to Mark Vollelunga. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Mr. Fantozzi. How are you,
Appreciate it.
Ryan?
I'm great, man. I appreciate that back. So we've been
Yeah.
obviously the guitarist of Nothing More. We've got Italianness in common here. And anytime anybody who's Italian comes on, dude, the standard question: favorite Italian dish?
Ooh. Um. Yeah, that's great. Man, I love a good chicken parm. To be honest. Man, I lately, man, we had this pasta bar at one of these other shows, and I was so excited. I always love mixing the red and white sauces, kind of make a sort of a vodka sauce.
Ooh, okay.
Um, Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm for everything. All of the noodles, all of the sauce, all of the meats. Just bring it on.
I think that's the perfect answer for it right there. That's the perfect one, dude. Just if you're Italian, it's everything. It's like the memes that are going around. I used to get tagged in these by friends in college because I went to college in Green Bay, and there weren't a whole lot of Italian people there. And it's just like there's the memes of like Italians putting out a few snacks. It's an entire table, just like a 6x6 table, just filled with everything.
Right.
So,
Just bring it on. Yeah, I'll have a little of this, that, just all of it. Let's go.
yeah. So you guys are only a couple hours away. You're Gamebridge Fieldhouse tonight, Indianapolis. You guys obviously on tour with Disturbed and Daughtry. Do they have you in the Pacers locker room right? Are you in the home locker room right now?
I think we're in the female locker room. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, we're in this one. I can't tell honestly. I mean, there's nothing that makes this, you know, a certain gender or whatever. I don't think it looks like a locker room.
Okay. I don't know if they had you in like Tyrese Halliburton's locker or something there, like one of the stars. You just kind of let them, you guys just kind of take over their area or
I
not.
think Disturb gets first choosing. They go with the all stars.
Okay.
They get to get the vibe, get the ambiance, to yeah, really sit in all that.
That's awesome. So did you guys have the Carnival Deluxe Edition out right now streaming? I know it's, I believe May is when it's going to be here physically for everything. You guys, the one song obviously, want to chat with you about because the video's out for it right now. You've made an incredible amount of people, really getting their feelings with this video. So thank you for that. I watched it at like 6:15 in the morning when I'm in the studio, and I'm like, okay, stop watching it. Stop watching it before you go back on and talk. Because people are gonna be like, why is your voice kind of cracking right now? With Freefall. But dude, what you guys did, you guys partnered with Canines for Warriors. So, dude, tell me how this how the relationship came about with them and what they do.
Yeah. Honestly, so stoked that all of this unfolded. We know that we wanted to kind of keep this mental health awareness going, like we had in the past. And, one thing that we ourselves can absolutely align with, along with everyone else, is pets, and dogs for sure. So it's with these days, everything being so polarized, it's that is definitely a unifying thing,
Mhm.
and help with the message of help those who help us for sure. So it's really cool. Honestly, it's been really educational. I got to meet um, my Bear County, in San Antonio, our constable, and she has a service dog, and they're one of the first stations that has one, which is awesome. Getting these dogs for not only veterans and first responders with PTSD and mental health you know uh, issues and everything, but also in the stations. And it's really really cool. Honestly, just being around the dog and everyone there, it automatically changes the vibe. Always,
Yeah.
whenever they're in the room. So that's really really special. Um, the video couldn't have gone better with Michael Lombardi. He's the like our content video dude at Better Noise at the label, and he has a history of the show Rescue Me being on as a
Okay. That's
firefighter.
right. Okay.
So it was like we didn't plan on him being in the video. It
Mhm.
just kind of like went to that, and then all of a sudden he was like the dude, and it's like, oh, this is so cool. This is going to be so neat for Michael fans actually to see him kind of in a similar role as he was in on that show. So it's been really, really special. The town of Clifton really welcomed us in. and they're all about it. Couldn't be more proud of the video. The actual fireman chief and sheriff are that's their actual job in the town too, and they did such a great job. We didn't plan on them acting, and they just freaking killed it. So
That's awesome. That's
so
cool.
excited.
I'm glad, and that's awesome. You guys got people to actually like this is their real life thing doing this. Dude, was it you mentioned pets are not polarizing. It's like the one thing that is not polarizing right now, which is nice. So was it kind of nice? What was it like having animals on set? Because I don't. Have you guys ever had dogs or animals on set with you guys for music videos before? Or was this the first time? I'm trying to remember. I can't think of any where you guys have.
Right. No, this was definitely a first time. Like I said, it just changes the vibe. Everyone's happy,
Yeah.
and you're stoked. And it was just, yeah, it was really cool, really warming, even though it was freaking cold in Tennessee when we did this in January.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, we were just outside, and man, we were all huddled around like space heaters and stuff in between shots for sure, which was fun. And fortunately, we did get to build that big fire there at the end, which is pretty rad.
Yeah. It's awesome. And Chris is on this song with you guys too. You took a song that was powerful, you added his lyrics in, which have made it even more powerful. So getting to work with Chris on this track as well, and then having him be part of the music video.
Yeah, what a powerhouse. I mean, we've all been big fans of his voice, and him as a human too. So it was really cool to actually over the past couple of years kind of see just naturally. I think Johnny and him sort of became friends and just started talking more. And we had shared with him like the album and song by song as we started to finish things. And he definitely gravitated toward Freefall, and he actually asked like, dude, do you think I could do this one with you guys? And yeah, that's what a blessing. So that's freaking rad. We've done it out here on the road and hope to do it some more too. It's getting such a great response, and just really can't wait for it to kind of keep going. And when songs become more than they are, they're bigger than they are. They take a life on of their own. Is so cool.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, you guys had so many collaborations on this album in general, and it's funny you mentioned, Chris and Johnny. I've gotten to talk more. I interviewed Chris 2 years ago, and that's when Lizzie Hale and him did Separate Ways together. And it's like, well, who else do you
Right.
want to, who else do you want to work with? Who else do you want to collab with? And David Draymond was one, and then he mentioned Johnny, and I know he mentioned a third person, but Johnny was the second person that he had mentioned, and talked up the Spirits album quite a bit that was out at that time. So I knew he's been a fan for a while. So seeing this all come together. So what's it like now being on tour with, multiple people you've collaborated with, and Chris, who also wants to collab with Disturbed? It's like you guys have this whole melting pot come together when it comes to touring and people that want to collaborate together. So what's the vibes like on the road, and how these shows going with everybody coming out and being part of each other's sets?
Yeah, everyone's really cool out here, man. It's real positive. It's a friendly environment, and you can't ask for anything more than that on the road. Everybody being gone from their families and all that. So to have people you respect and look up to just around all the time is cool. I was on the phone with my mom earlier, and I was just sitting in the bleachers or whatever, and Daughtry just comes out, and he's just like, yo, and I was like, hey, Mom, Daughtry just said hi. So it's cool, and it's like that's also a name that it's like my mom knows. And actually my mom's a big Sound of Silence fan, and I remember when it first came out, she was like, have you heard of this band called Disturbed? And I was like, oh my god, wow, that's so cool, Mom. But for them to take such an iconic cover and reach a whole new massive group of people, an age, a demographic of people, to where it's like my mom is like, oh, his voice is just so beautiful, so operatic. And then for her to get introduced into the rest of their music is so cool. So honestly, it's as a younger band, like looking up to that and taking some notes, for sure. Yeah, it's just been great though. I know I meandered a bit,
No,
but
no, you're good. Dude, I love it. So that I got to ask you now: is your mom a musician? Or is she just a big music fan overall? Is she kind of somebody who helped you get into music growing up?
she definitely did. She excelled at viola growing up, and her brother, my uncle, was a great jazz clarinet player. Um, so I think you just in my blood, there's music. My dad just farted around on Beach Boys songs when he's from San Francisco. Tried to teach me early on, and that wasn't my vibe. So I just
Yeah.
didn't play guitar until high school, and it was like distortion,
Mhm.
electric guitar. Yes, that's what did it for me. Rock and metal, Metallica, and all that for sure. Um, but yes, yeah, music is in my family's veins for sure.
Very, very cool. Dude, you guys are grinding on the road because I saw you last May. You guys shut things down at the Castle Theater in Bloomington on that run after when you guys were out with Sleep Theory for a while, and then Veil of Maya, and I believe Wage War was on that as well. And you guys have Europe coming up. You've been on the road a whole lot this year, dude. You guys are just grinding like crazy. Do you guys have you guys have a certain amount of shows you want to play this year? Do you have a set number in mind? Because it feels like you guys have just been going hard, hard, hard for the last like year and a half with hitting everything.
Right, right. Fortunately, it's when it's time to work, you work.
Mhm.
And especially in the music industry, when things are going well, which everything is going awesome with this album, we're really stoked and couldn't be more proud of the success, the response that all these songs and the album has had. So when it's time to get out there, play shows and support and go everywhere, makes it hard, on family life for sure, but we do our best to use the power of no, and sometimes just we're not going to do this one, this tour or this show. So we're going to Europe after this tour in June for about a month, and then we'll be off. We have a few U.S. festivals in July that we'll do, and then honestly the latter half of the year is light until November, so we have a good break there, and then we'll go back to Europe. Oops, I'm not supposed to say that because
Okay.
it's not
All right.
announced yet. But anyway, whatever. We're going back. We're doing stuff for
Nice.
anybody that is listening.
We'll make sure that reaches as many people in Europe as we can for stuff. But it's cool
Okay,
to see
good.
because
Yeah.
I told you I got you guys in 2014. I think this is the time. Probably came up on YouTube back when I was living in my little apartment in Green Bay, and I remember driving to Minnesota. The first time I saw you guys play, you guys were on tour with Chevelle, Middle Class Rut. I think it was
Oh
2014,
wow.
2015, around there. The Myth.
Yeah,
I think it was the
14
Myth. Yeah, I think the Myth in
in
St. Paul.
Minneapolis.
Yes,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
is where I saw you guys for the first time. And my buddies all went really first Chevelle. They're like, we've never seen Chevelle. And I said, dude, you guys got to watch the opening band. I said, I hadn't seen you guys yet, but I'm like, this
Uh,
band's going places. So what's it been? You guys just celebrated 10 years of the self-titled record. Can you kind of put into perspective a little bit, or do you have any way to describe kind of these 10 years and your guys' journey, over this last decade?
yeah, no, no, appreciate that. By the way, I love the Myth in St. Paul, and just the vibe in Minnesota is always great for rock and roll. Um, Yeah, when we look back over the time, it's been a lot, lots
Yeah.
of shows, lots of tours, lots of music, and lots of life. Um, and honestly, yeah, just extremely grateful for everything that's happened. Our story and journey has kind of always been a gradual one. We just kind of keep doing this. There's some bands that it's like, wow, they go here, and then the next album comes out, and then nothing, or just they're just there and there's success, and we're just doing this. We've always been doing this. Um, Honestly, to play music for a living and have people sing your songs back to you, share their stories about how a certain song's got them through this tough time. They tattooed this lyric or your logo on them. It means the world. This was the dream. To play rock and roll and connect with people and change the world through song and dance is amazing. Couldn't couldn't be more proud and happy.
Yeah.
Just blessed.
It's well deserved. It's been fun watching you guys. Connected with you guys pretty early on with that self-titled record coming out, and been fun following you guys ever since with everything. And I know one of the things that you and I talked a little bit about before we got rolling, it's been kind of put on the wayside. It's a few good brews. I know you did that quite a bit over COVID. You're a beer connoisseur. Overall, do you brew? Do you do any brewing yourself, or do you have time for it?
Uh, no and no.
Okay.
I mean, I guess honestly, with anything, you can make time for what you want to do. So, but no, I don't. I just sample, and really, especially with traveling, you really are. It's a huge benefit to just try new things everywhere you go. So it's so cool to just okay, what's the local sour or the local stout here? What's going on? Um, Microbreweries have definitely taken a hit over the past few years since the COVID sort of bump. Everybody's
Mhm.
like, yeah, all the weird flavors. Let's do everything. you know Peanut butter and beer, of course, great
Mhm.
idea. And then now, not as popular, not
Yeah.
not as much of a craze. But I still love it. I'd love to continue the show, but life has gotten busy, work has gotten busy in a good way, and I just don't have the time to do the show. But I always have time for a good beer.
Exactly. Do you
Yeah.
grab a bunch on the road and take it back with you? Is the trailer full? Is the bus full of beer? Do you have your own spot in the trailer for beers you're getting along the way on tour?
Oh man, everybody gets so mad at me. It's like, Mark, you're taking up so much space with all of your weird beer. Quit it. And so from time to time, if there's something that's awesome and it's like I have to share this with my beer buddies back home, I'll like line my bunk with beers, the ones that are okay to not put in the refrigerator.
Yeah,
The other ones, yeah, I will try to find a corner to put in the fridge somewhere. But yeah, so my whole bunk sometimes is just lined with beers, and then I have to somehow figure out how I'm going to fly these home without exploding everywhere on my clothes. Ah,
do you have a padded suitcase just for the beer to fly home?
right. No, I'm not that
No,
cool.
no.
I wish. I wish. In time, right? These are the first world goals right here.
Yeah, exactly. When you get when you're tired of getting number ones on the radio and everything else, that's the next thing. That's the next thing to
There
do.
you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got a bunch of number
definitely.
ones. Yeah, now I can afford the padded luggage. So, and Mark, anytime somebody comes on for the first time, I think I kind of know where maybe some of your answers might go on this, but I love asking about complete albums, no skips, because I still like getting the physical version of a CD. I luckily still have a CD player in
Mm.
my car. My car's not that new yet, where they took it out from it. But some of your favorite like no skip albums of all time, favorite complete albums.
Yeah, immediately the band Dredge comes to mind. They're more of a left of center band. Unfortunately, aren't together anymore. But the album El Cielo, I think it came out in 2001 or two, um, and it's awesome. The whole album is sort of like this concept album about sleep paralysis. But the music is so cool, and they have all these little intros that go and segues that go between songs. It's there. That album is just incredible. It's one of my favorite ones. More known one. I love the Muse album. Uh, why can't I even name it? It's the one that came out in like 2002. It's with Stockholm Syndrome, and
Okay,
um, I'm gonna find it right now. I'm not gonna say no.
is Nights of Sidonia on that
Absolution.
one? Oh, Absolution.
Uh,
Okay,
but yeah, Black Holes and Revelations is also a great album too.
okay,
That's also a no skipper for me. We're Muse is a favorite band of Nothing More for sure. And then the last one I'd say, I know these are maybe different choices, but I love the album Sound Awake by Carnival, Australian
okay.
prog band. I think it came out in 2009 or maybe it was 2013. One of those. But yeah, it's a journey. Love those.
Nice. And they're your answers. That's what kind of everybody tells everybody on there, like, hey, you know, this might be a little bit different or whatever, but it's like, hey, it's your list, it's your albums of everything. So it's fun asking everybody when they come on for the first time. So you guys have a bunch more shows
Nice.
coming up in the US. Obviously, this tour with Disturbed, Daughtry, Europe, more stuff on the way that you can't talk about yet that you'll be able to reveal at a later date at some point. So Mark, dude, appreciate your time, man, and have a great show tonight.
Oh, really appreciate it. Thanks so much, Ryan. This is